Hey, good morning. So welcome back. Today we've got the December 2023. So we just finished off last year. We're in the very beginning of January right now. Wanted to go over the statistics that we have for December. Now, with that said, December doesn't look great. Interest rates are high. It's really the calm before the storm. So I kind of wanted to go over that before showing the statistics in here because you're going to see it's down, it's down, it's down. But really, it's just a little pocket before we jump back up. I'm seeing that it's going to happen. Basically, the experts are predicting that it's going to be a busy year this year. Interest rates have gone down or expected to go down a couple times. So maybe ending the different Realtor.com and NAR are saying like between 6.3 or 6.5. We'll see what that happens at the end of this year. So, and really people are seeing this as the norm now. If you want to buy a house, it's going to be in the sixes. At least it's not to the sevens and eights as we got up to the end of last year. And that's why these numbers are going to be a little off, a little wonky, not looking like from the positive aspect. Prices, should remain a bit steady this year. Slight increase, not come down again, which is why it's better to. And if you are looking to buy this year, you've got about a 30-day window, is what I'm feeling, before what I'm expecting to be back to the multiple offers that we've seen in the last couple of years, especially here in Wichita, Kansas, between the $200,000 and $300,000 homes in the more desired locations. So of course now the sellers, it's great for the multiple offers, but you're looking to buy and sell, you've got that trickiness going on. I of course have had a lot of clients in this exact scenario. So give me a holler. That's more of a detailed, long explanation, kind of look at different options that we can talk about. But yeah, so let's get to it. We're going to just want to show you a few bits of video and snow of our snowstorm that we've had. It's like our third one this year, which is interesting. And then we just had the second one of this year, January. We're out of school, so they of course loved it. Snow's all on the ground, but take a check. I just want to show you some of that, and we'll get into December 2023, which we just got the statistics for, and go from there. So, all right, here we've got it. December 2023. We've got Sedgwick County. I'm just doing the biggest county here out of the 5. It's the most reflective. That's why I kind of choose to do this one a little bit more than the others. And so let's kind of get to it. Let's go straight to the graphs this time and kind of go over. So we are down, and let's check it out. Here we got home sales, which is the main number. So we are down from 2022 about 3.8%. We were at 5.7. And look at from 2021. Look at how much down we are right now. Interest rates, slow listings, but interest rates really have taken its toll. But yeah, and this is January, December. It's gonna be interesting to see what next year holds, because this month already, being January, looks like it's taking its rebound with the interest rates coming down. But yeah, look at December. It took its hit from interest rates went up to about 8. And that's why we're seeing it from 747 2 years ago to 527. These are homes sold in the month of December, and now we're just a little over 500. So on the good side though, active listings, because we've been talking about the low listings here, which is creating the multiple offers of the last couple of years. Obviously not in December. This right here, I wish I had extra money in December, because I would have been buying some houses. There's a little pocket. We're still in it right now. If you're wanting to get something before it goes crazy again, you got maybe another week or two. I'm already seeing a ton of pendings coming through from houses that were sitting on the market. So, but yeah, so check this out. So the houses sold went down and down. Interest rates make it, but people are starting to realize, hey, look, we're going to be in the 6s, which is at least sounds great now compared to 8. It's almost like a little trick of the universe. Hey, let's go up to 8, so then they could see 6s as being okay, and getting the people, to be like ready to move that have been, busting at the seams and wanting to move, but not, because they had better interest rates. Kind of realize, 2s and 3s are of the past. Now they're not going to really see that at all again in the next 20-ish years or so. So yeah, but so on the good note, active listings, that's going up and up. Look at 458 2 years ago to 700 to 937. Yeah, I've been seeing for many months now over 1,000, so that's been great. This is a little bit lower, but when we check out the next mini charts, see that. So, and then month supply, just because the listings have increased, we've seen month supply means if all the houses were to sell out, we've got about 1.6 months supply. That's what that means. New listings kind of staying around, about 470-ish 2 years ago, 300s and 300s. So not much of a change, I think minus 1%. So let's go down. Sales volume is down again. Actually, yeah, it's down. So let's go to median price here, which we always talk about. The median sales price. This is the number everybody wants to see. Oops. So yeah, that is going down. I only expect this. This happened last year too, because last year, and we'll see a chart in a little bit, the interest rates went up. And I just usually remember that pretty easily. It's because when I had listings during that time period, they sat on the market where I was so used to them going quickly, multiple offers. So I remember very well November, December of last year where it went down. And that's the same as this year because interest rates went up to 8 this year. Last year, they were just going up for the first time. I think they were about 7, but this year they went up to 8. And so you can see this from 205 2 years ago, which is still lower than this year, but appreciation is, of course, gone up very well. So 220 last year, and then we're at 212. So not super surprising with the interest rates and what they did this particular month. So yeah, it's definitely down from a year ago as we would be expecting. Now, the other number I'm just surprised at, well, here, let's look at the list price of actives. So about 250 2 years ago, then went to the 300s. Look at that huge jump, the list price. Again, just appreciation. It's like almost like $80,000 more of a jump. And then now we're back down to 305. Again, interest rates, keep that in the back of your mind with all these numbers that we're looking at for December. And yeah, we're typically looking at 4 days on the market, then 7 last year and 13. This is huge. It took this long. And yeah, when with our listings, we're like, what's going on? What do we need to do? I mean, if they are priced right in the desired locations, I mean, they're still going to go fast. We still have low listings, but we definitely saw a lot of price reductions in December. And 13, that's a high number for us. Again, we'll go down on the chart to where all these numbers are just for December, but later when I show you the chart in the next few pages, we see month to month to month. So we see every month and then the 2 years back. So it gives a more in-depth and easy to view. If you've been watching my videos, you will know what I'm referring to. And then a percentage of list is 100 still across the board. This is probably just it sounds like they were priced right. And then they didn't get sold until they were, had some price reductions. But again, just the low listings. And although, let's see, percent of original did go down a little bit in December. So you can, like I said, and you can make a deal in December for sure. I was shocked with some of the houses that I was showing that were still on the market after a couple days, where typically they would have had multiple offers earlier in the year. Very surprising to me. Of course, I'm expecting it to get back to bazonkers in March of this year. So here we go. Just the same data here. 220 to 212. Here I'm just looking at the sales price. Days on market went from 7 to 13. Again, surprising and yet not with the interest rates. Let's go. Whoops. Sorry, this isn't the best mouse on this computer. So days on market, check this out. This is a really good indicator, because when I saw 13, I'm used to seeing 3s, because obviously in the peak market, I'm seeing 3s, where this year, of course, we kicked into 4 for days on market, but 13, yeah, and even 10, look at that, compared to the last couple of years, compared to every month. This is what I love about these charts. You really see what's going on. And then this, I was referring to this November and December of last year, when the interest rates really kicked up, and you can see that again, went from 5 to 7. And it's just, again, we always keep it, if we have a scenario in our head of a particular client, and I do of a particular client during this time where they like, oh, hold on, we don't want to list it for another month because they wanted to fix it up, and it was already in perfect condition, and it really hurt them. I mean, they could have been 10, 15, more like 15-ish K higher had we listed right away, and their house was in perfect condition. Now if something does need to be done and things need to be updated, their house was perfection. And we didn't foresee, obviously, that the interest rates were going to kick up to 7. So that's why this stopped, and that's why you see beginning the days on market at 8 in January. But it started going, pretty good at the beginning of that year. And so here, like I said, without, I think went up to 7s, and here we went up to 8s this year. So that really put a damper on it. But in interest rates this year, of course, you can see in 2023, when you're seeing these numbers on that things were taking longer to sell, basically from this particular graph. And then the blue really shows it. Hey, look, you increase the interest rates. Hey, we're going to sit on the market longer is what it's saying. Yes, the graphs talk. All right, let's go down. So these are active listings, went from 700 to 937. We love seeing the listings go up. We still have a lot more inventory that we need. But there has been a lot of, from the National Association of Realtors, I follow a lot of that data. And they talk a lot here about all the construction that's going on. I mean, you see in this town just tons of duplexes being built, tons of apartment complexes. And then you're hearing some mixture of information from both, like National Association thinks they're building too many of those. And then another person of the new builds, I think, was saying, well, we don't have enough yet. But yeah, here you're seeing all these rental units pop up, especially with it being so much more expensive with price appreciation, that people are stuck renting longer, even in our affordable town here. Because, of course, even though we're affordable, your income reflects. It's still pretty decent from when I look at all the statistics. We have a decent salary wage here in comparison, being that we're a more affordable town. But yeah, you were seeing just tons of duplexes, and they're selling, and then a ton of apartment complexes have gone up. So we'll see what the future holds with all that. But we still just need single family homes being built. Every chart that I keep seeing, there's a 10-year where they declined and they were not building new homes. Just usually that's based on because they didn't need it. They weren't selling. And after the 2008 scare and crash and tightening of lenders, a little bit harder to get loans. So, but here, this just kind of shows you that with the listings increasing, the month supply is increasing, which is great. And let's go to the median price. So it did go down. Again, we're looking at just December in this, so keep that in mind. Because again, I figure next year when we're looking at January, it's gonna start trickling back up. Because in December, the interest rates have come down already. They've started to come down several, like the last 2 weeks. But granted, that is a holiday season. So I didn't see much activity with that, but I think it's just kind of like people are recognizing it. Hey, look, interest rates are coming down. And then, of course, we did hear from the National Association of Realtors and the Fed that they're looking at about 3 reductions this year, possibly. So days on market are going from 30 to 31. These, again, are listing prices of homes. Oops. Okay. And this just the typical listing chart. At least it keeps increasing and keeps increasing. A little decrease there in December, it looks like. Here's let's go to the active listings. This again just shows month by month and year by year, where earlier in this video we were just specifically showing 937 from like 701. This shows, that, hey, we're down we started hitting over 1,000, which is great for new listings. We're a little bit down right now. Because even the builders, when interest rates go up, it's a little more costly for them to get some builds going. So it looks like they slowed down a little bit here, as you can see from the blue chart. Granted, you look at all the years and they always go down from November to December. But the blue, at least this year, 2023, is above all the others because we need these listings like crazy. But look at this. We're talking like there was 400 listings going on the market. So we want to get back to this over 1,000. Let's get to 2,000 and 3,000, even better. And here we've got the active listings by price range. All right, the biggest is from 300 to 400,000, has the most inventory in it. And that's where the new build construction, a lot of that is there. And our fund $1 million and over, there's 21 active listings. And that's 5 months. Yeah, as you can see, that takes a little bit longer to sell. But the median is 1.4 million. And when you look at the days on market over here, 257. But yeah, five months supply. So if all of the $1 million houses would sell out, it'd take 5 months approx. All right. So we're talking active listings. Let's go to the median price. So this is kind of showing, look at that. Look at just from the beginning of 2 years ago. This is why I love it, especially because the last 3 years have been such a difference. And this chart over here really look at 2021 shows you there. The blue this year, but it did go underneath last year for a while. And that's just with the interest rates staying up there. I think the highest we got to was 345. Looks like, and that was hit in February, and then like we see it's off from the graph, it started coming down below last year. Median price of the active listings, more listings, but the prices came down to get them sold during the higher interest rates. Compared to, there was like no 300s in 2021. And I think the 300s finally started, and it went straight up to 315 in 2022, and then held for the rest of the year. Yeah, so nothing over 300 in 2021. Then just like I said, the appreciation from 250 to almost 350 at its height, $100,000, and yeah, we were definitely seeing that. People had a certain price point were making $100,000 if they bought like 2 to 3 years ago, more so 3 years is what I'm saying. So here we're at the days on market, median days on market for active listings. I just have to go back up to see which chart we're looking at. So for active listings, we're at 40. And again, just like the closed listings we looked at earlier, these are active 40 days. So a good, look at that, from 25 to 40. That's a lot. Well, I guess you can see it here on the blue chart. It just skyrocketed to where it's sitting on the market, like the 13 from the closed listings, 13 days. In the 13 days, of course, like you're looking at from a closed listings, that's going to be a smaller price point. Where 40, you're looking at all price points. So, but that's, wow, check that out. 40, just to show you what happened in December. There's nothing in the 30s. I mean, 29 got close last December. So December and November, sorry. Those definitely take longer. So keep in mind, like, when you're selling, I mean, things still get sold easily through the end of the year. Everyone has to sell. There's still divorces going on. There's still people that just want to sell, that want to buy. They find the right house. But definitely the peak is beginning of the year through October-ish, especially when you're looking at these numbers, because even the years that things were going strong, you're still looking at 24 days on market for the listings in 2021 and 28 but 40, wow, like, okay, 30, there's 31 there, but 40 is huge. And I felt it. I felt like for those 2 weeks things were sitting on the market, we were watching just the price reductions, watching the different houses, because I have a lot of search criteria that are being just sent to me alone when I'm following the market. Of course, my clients that are set up on searches as well, but I have some other searches just that come into me, and then in January I did see a difference. Like, we're only at January 10th today when I'm doing this, and I did feel like I'm seeing pending on houses that weren't moving. So it's as if and probably like, hey, look, the holidays are over. Of course, we got some snowstorms, which you think would slow it a tad bit. So here we got month supply, 1.6, like we were saying. Let's check it out compared to the other couple of years just to see the direction. Yeah, this is just showing we were very low inventory 2 years ago, started getting some more inventory last year, and it's peaking up, and gosh, I'm hoping to see it go over 2, fingers crossed. Although, with the interest rates coming down this year, I'm going to make a bet that we're not going to see it over 2. I'd love to. But if the listings went down a little bit and the interest rates were higher, some of the builders would have stopped a little bit. So I'm going to make a prediction. I don't see it going over 2, which we got to 1.9. Let's just go back there for a second. We got to 1.9 2 months. So close to 2. So, I mean, could be hopeful, but again, the surge is coming. It's like the calm before the storm. And again, if you are looking to sell and buy at the same time, give me a holler, because I know that gets trickier and there's different options that we look at. But decisions definitely have to be made, because, selling a house is easy, but trying to get you into a house, unless it's more on the outskirts, even building's a little bit easier if you're going to build a house. Look at a rental solution, or some people, if you can stay with family members, not the most ideal, I know, but like those are the, you might have to move twice. I mean, it's a little more tricky, but again, who said life is easy? But we can make it as easy as possible. And really for the clients that I've had that have done that, it's worked out very well in all situations. And each one of them really ends up deciding on their own what solution they're going to do with. They almost kind of work it out. And I think just from when they see what's going on in the market beforehand, I think they already kind of know. And then the ones that just list it and then go for it still kind of works out. So, all right. So this is new listings. So new listings that came on board. We had 381. It increased. That's great. It decreased. That's not great. And let's see, median list price still increased. And these are for new listings that were added to Sedgwick County, the biggest county here that we have out of the 5, during December. Down 1%. The median list price of homes was $220,000, showing no change from 2022. That's the median list price. This is new. These are new listings. Okay, history of new listings. As you can see, it's going down. And here we got new listings by month, a little bit down from last. But look at that, 600. A lot of new listings came in November, October, September. And look at, we were in the 800s of new listings coming in. So yeah, you can see March through August is the biggest, and that's of course the peak season of real estate. September goes down a little bit because especially let's talk about let's say new construction. If they're putting spec houses out or building around, they're trying to get it to go live during the peak of the season. And then you can see a big drop in September. And let's look at the other years, 9 to 864, 776 to 677. So yeah, and we're used to that, March through August is the biggest season in real estate. And meaning that's where more of the multiple offers are going to come into play. So sometimes for now, it's not bad buying it in November, December, January, February, because then it's a little bit easier if you're buying and selling during this market where it's a little bit trickier. Let's put it that way. And here's new listings by price range. Looks like the most fell into, again, the 300 to 400 of new listings that popped up. So there were 63 more listings that came in December in the 3 to 400K. And two more $1 million listings. I think, what was there, 22 active ones, if I'm recalling just from one of those slides we just looked at. We're looking at 2 new ones that came in December. And let's see, 50. So the 200 again, still the 200 to 400 is the biggest pocket of listings in Wichita, Kansas. New listings, let's go to the median price. Again, just to kind of look at the past 2 years and the past many months. So yeah, the same as last year, exactly, the median price. And of course, last year was when the interest rates went up to 7. This year, they went up to 8. This is new listings, okay. Earlier we were looking at active listings, so. And new listings, let's see, we did hit the 200, so 187 to 220 to 220, 187 to 199 to 224 in November. So again, these are the new listings that came on the market as for the median price, which really hovers around the median price of the what closed. I think it was it 220. I can't remember. It's back at that first slide. So yeah, this kind of mimics a little bit the closed listings, the median price of the new listings that came on board. So contracts written. So it looks like we are up for December for Sedgwick County. Median days on market for contracts written in December were up 61% from 13 to 21. Volume increase for December. And these are the contracts written. So these are contracts that will close down the road. It just gives an idea of what kind of movement was happening in December. So these are all pending contracts, probably to close in January-ish. Median list price of these homes was $219, up from $205. Half the homes that went under contract in December were on the market less than 21 days compared to 13 in December. Yeah, so this December took a lot longer. And like I said, I felt that every week. But at the same point, like I said, we're at the calm before the storm, and the storm's already picking up with, again, just the stuff that I'm seeing go pending. But again, past the holidays, I mean, part of it's a little typical, but it's going to be interesting to see what happens. Contracts written by month. As you can see, 600s during the peak season. Then once back to school kicks in, it went to 500, went down to 500, 500, and then 451 though, but that is still a lot more than last year, last December. But not as much as 2021. So yeah, so even, which is interesting, let's look at the blue line, contracts written. The blue line, even regardless of the interest rates, contracts were still being written better than in 2022 for October, November, December. Yeah, because I think October, yeah, we're still higher. Oops. And contract written. So we'll just kind of wrap it up there. This gets the really detailed stuff. If you want a copy of this, I of course can send this to you. But yeah, so like I was mentioning, it looks like we're a little bit of calm before the storm. I'm watching houses that were sitting a little bit come down. Now, don't get me wrong, like I did see also price reductions on them. So if you have any questions, if you are looking, we need more listings, give me a holler. As always, all my contact information is in the description below. So thanks for watching. Have a great day.